the Dragonbane Bestiary and the Monster Standee set. I have been, for me this has been the year of Dragonbane, and I figured I would go through the book and give you my thoughts. Let's go, for old time's sake. Welcome back. I am Sacred. This is the Sacred Art of Gaming, where we are loving Dragonbane. I have to play Sundered Isles next. I really want to play other stuff too, but it's hard to move on. I got something so good here. So let's start by taking a look at the Bestiary. Like many others before me have already done, but they don't have my eyes and my voice. So let's take a good look. I think, so first of all, I just want to state that I did get this at a pretty decent discount. I could not, they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, all right? It was definitely something I wanted to purchase for a while, and I see myself probably doing multiple Dragonbane solo plays because I just dig it. I dig the system a lot. I don't necessarily need like stories, but stuff like this, toolkits, I love. And honestly, the thing that I think excited me the most, as silly as this sounds, is the playable kin. I don't know, I love the idea of having more playable kin. Also, the reason why this was definitely a buy for me is one of my favorite parts of I don't want to ruin everything. So yeah, we'll just go to this thing, the Karkion, as an example, which is actually not a good example. Here's a good example, okay. The reason why that wasn't a good example is because it wasn't technically a monster. This is technically a monster. This is the Naiad. But one of the reasons why I love Dragonbane is the monster attack tables. I'll probably make a video about this one day, but if I were to take aspects of other systems and make my own Franken system, one of the things I would do is having a table of monster attacks. I love that idea. I love it so much. It kind of, especially for solo play, so helpful. All right, so now that we talked about that, we do have they basically break this up because it is a bestiary, right? Of your nightkin, rarekin, insectoids, trolls, giants, beasts, undead, dragons, and demons. And then also here are your playable kin. So the Karkion, which I did pull up, like a flying cat, they have wings. So it kind of shows you their different abilities here. And as you can see, instead of rolling, what was it, a D12, I think, that you'd roll in the base game, now you roll a d20, but all of these that are like kind of rare options, as you can see, there's only one result for all of them. Everything else, 1 through 4, 5 through 6, 7 through 8, for human, halfling, and dwarf. And then elf and mallard and wolfkin, those are still just one option. So yeah, I mean, this is really just giving you more good stuff that you already enjoy. Something that I will say kind of bothers me out the gate is the playable kin, they're not like front-loaded. I don't know why well, they decided to categorize them based on what type of kin they are. But like ogre, which actually is playable, goblin, hobgoblin, yeah, those are all playable. Orc already was playable. Then we go to cat, and then you may assume, oh, centaur, that is playable. It is not. It actually goes by alphabetical order, not playable order. So the satyr is actually down here. And you do have, you'll see, just a beautiful book, by the way. Having this in hardcover kind of makes me want the normal book hardcover, and honestly, that might be a thing I have to do. So you get like a nice little breakdown, and then, yeah, sweet little art. I love the art in this game, and because something like the goblin is not a monster, they are treated more of like an NPC. So you have like a scout or a warrior, which you already have in the base game. And is this art, is this the same art or is this different art? Goblin. No, it is different art. And I believe that stat block is probably, oh, it actually is different. Yeah, so these stats are different. I think it does say that this does overwrite what is in the base book, which, yeah, I would agree with. Then you got your hobgoblins, which is also playable, which is really neat. But as you would probably notice, there is some overlap. So like something like the griffin. The griffin was already in the book. Manticore, already in the book. And we'll kind of go through some of these initial ones. You've got your ogre, which is also playable, which is pretty neat. I dig that. And you got your orcs here, very similar. The warrior, shaman, chieftain, also NPCs, and now you've got like names for them, which is really cool. Something that I also dig that comes with this is they have these little adventure seeds and random encounters. And then we go into the rarekin, and it lets you know like a little background of what like rarekin are. And then here are the cat people. More adventure seeds. You've got the hunter and the thief, and then their abilities. So they have 9 lives. The willpower point varies. They have an incredible ability to emerge unscathed from even the worst things. Okay. Oh, okay. So you get a boon on a death roll. Okay, neat. And then this is where we have the centaur, which is not playable, but is a monster. It is not an NPC, so yeah, that makes sense. Something else that I really like as well, we have this little quote. I love these whenever they have these in games. Think about it. Why have an ordinary horse when you have a centaur? They understand what you're saying, so it's easy to give them orders, and they can swing a sword and shoot a bow to fend off robbers. It's perfect. From Goldtrib Skackle, a fool. Perfect. That's exactly who I need to take advice from. And then we have a fairy, which, awesome art of a fairy. I dig that. I dig that a lot, and dig their little monster attacks. So those are some examples of the rarekin. Let's take a look at, we've got some insectoids. There's the minotaur. Ah, yes, insectoids. Which, if I remember correctly, I believe some of those were playable, right? Nope, I am mistaken. I think I'm thinking of Wallona's Cave, his supplement, which I also would like to go over. So yeah, you've got your little breakdown of the insectoids. They also have, this is awesome. He's walking, what are these, aphids? If you want to get rid of an ant people colony, go all out to get the queen. Take out the regent, and the rest of the ant people will scatter to the wind, lost and adrift, from a military strategist. But yeah, I actually really dig this. This is kind of different than what I would have expected. Then you have your beetlekin, and you have your spiderkin. This spiderkin, honestly, is kind of adorable. They're demon princes in disguise, the spiderkin lords of all insectoids plotting to conquer the world, and they'll strike soon. From a dragon knight. Interesting. Well, if I agree with that, look at this adorable face. And then that goes into the trolls. So we did have trolls in the game before, but this does expand upon the types of trolls that you get. And some of them have cave bats at their disposal as an option. Oh, that is... I do not want to face something like that in a solo game. Forest troll, really cool looking, really cool art. One may argue that there is a lot of space wasted in this book, but I actually prefer this style. I like it. I like it to have space to breathe, and I love the art. I wanna feel it. Let's take a look at this giant, page 60. Here we go. We've got a forest giant, a bear for scale, and there's a mountain giant. Woo! My goodness. Let's kind of go over into some of the beasts, which are very interesting. We have a basilisk here, some adventure seeds, and more quotes. Chimera. Ugh. Amazing art. Amazing. Giant octopus. I dig it. I dig it. And the hippogriff. Let's jump over into some undead. Oh, Jesus, the rock takes like the whole page. I did not go far enough for the undead. And there's a werewolf. Really cool. Really cool. This really breaks things up to give you more options, because in the base game you don't have, like, I made a table for, you know, just some creatures, and you know, I didn't want to make it anything too crazy. And I didn't have a ton of options. I just had like orcs and goblins, and then I just made like a boar, wolf, and bear. Love the art of the ghoul there. Love the art. Living Dead, really cool looking, really cool. It does a headbutt. So this is why I love these, because normally something like this you would just assume, oh, he's gonna claw and he's gonna bite. But no, he's gonna grab you and headbutt you. I love that. Into the dragons, where we have, oh my goodness gracious, this hatchling dragon. Lindworm, great art. Dorsal spikes attack, really cool. And then we kind of go into the demons. I love the feel of the paper too. I mean, very similar to the base game, but yeah. I didn't set fire to no barn. I'm innocent, and that's the truth. It was one of them fire demons that did it, I swear. I think that is the last category. There's a guardian demon. Shadow demon. Alright, cool. And then you got your index, which, I mean, you don't necessarily need. And then it ends the way it begins. And that is the bestiary. The price that I got it for was like $22, I want to say, which is insane. That's a great deal. And then I did just kind of want to go over, you know, these are going to be very similar to what came with the base game. I have plenty of minis. I don't have these specific minis. But, you know, I figured I would just keep with the trend. Look at this friggin', they got Darkwing Duck in here. That's awesome. Yeah, so they got some great standees in here. Here's our giants and stuff. The downside of this is you kind of, for filming anyways, I have to film it from an angle or just lay them flat, which it kind of loses a little bit of its appeal. And then also you don't necessarily have like duplicates. But yeah, really solid. I forget the price that I got this for, but it was also very reasonably priced, you know, everything with Christmas and stuff. And then it also comes with another little map, which I don't necessarily need, but, you know, I would never say no to a delightful little map. All right. So yeah, really cool, really cool. I definitely can't, I mean, it was a bargain. I cannot complain for the price that I paid. So, yeah, what do you think? What do you think of the Dragonbane Bestiary? Is it everything you dreamed it would be? I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? It's exactly what you would expect. And I would honestly say a little bit more because you get the playable Ken. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this Dragonbane Bestiary at a glance, I really don't like the idea of a review, especially if I haven't spent a lot of time with it yet, and even then a review is very subjective, but this is definitely the Dragonbane Bestiary at a glance, and I mean, it's hard to say that my opinion will change. Definitely 2 thumbs up, especially for that price, which is insane. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this type of content. subscribe for future videos. This has been Sacred with the Sacred Art of Gaming, signing out. Until next time. Beat it, nerds!